be very, very difficult. Usually you get the information in the form of either Scizor or Steelix, and nobody wants to play with breeding strats.
Well, we're starting off, and both going for 9 o'clock, presumably Saturday, so that they can win the bug catching contest and then have the day to roll over to Sunday so that they can get the Poison Barb.
See, I was expecting them to go Thursday into Friday so they could win the bug catching contest and defeat Lapras. So both of them are options.
That is true. We see Snorms going for Thursday. And Phantom chose Friday.
Oh, so he's going to hope for Lapras first. He's going to blitz to Surf, go for Lapras first, and then get the bug catching contest on the rollover.
Is Poison Barb on Friday? My mistake, I thought it was Sunday.
Yeah, Poison Barb is Friday as well, so that's very interesting. So we got Fearow, and that's interesting because Fearow is can be on a card here. Unfortunately, Fearow is not on our card right now. But it looks like we have Dugtrio, Fearow, and I missed the third one, and a Charizard. Wow.
Well,
so
pretty much of a no-brainer which starter they're going to choose. However, the question is it going to be any good?
Well, interesting you say that because we have immediate variations, whereas Snorms has picked the Fearow with Encore Supersonic Dynamic. But yeah, he's immediately resetting. He's like, yeah, no, this Fearow isn't worth it. Matt went right ahead with the Charizard, which I think is the right play.
Well, we'll see if the Charizard has a decent moveset. Although I do find it interesting that PhantomMat did go with Friday, because although Lapras is on Friday, giving yourself only an hour to get Surf, probably get Fly, go back to Union Cave, that's really tight on time. He's going to have to blitz through the main game.
Yeah, it's absolutely is, crazy. And the other thing to keep in mind here is that this card especially has a ton of catch Pokemon. Like, for example, this Horsey, we're going to have to keep track of that because Own 8 different water Pokemon is on the card. 30 plus Pokemon Own is on the card. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different spots on this card that require you to catch Pokemon of some variation, either species or numbers of.
And that 30 Pokemon owned is especially jumps out at me because it can either be 20 or 30 Pokemon owned. I believe 20 is more likely, however, 30 is what we have on the card this time, and that's not something that's very easily obtained. One of the best places to grind that number up is definitely the bug catching contest, which is something that they'll have to go for anyway.
Yeah, interesting thing here is we're getting massive amounts of experience over here on Snorms because he found a Blissey, and Blissey is going to be massive chunks of experience. And the Charizard's moveset, not the best to start out with, but with that 30 Pokemon owned column, it does have False Swipe, which is something to keep in mind.
And it just learned Magnitude, which is a pretty decent ground-type move.
And we're already rolling in money as Snorms did find a nugget and proceeds to purchase a lot of Pokeballs here. And PhantomMat going to go ahead and catch this Nidoking now. Not sure if this is going to be for the 30 Pokemon own only or if he's going to potentially take a look at this as a main switch.
Well, if I were him, I'd definitely be considering a main switch. And with the 30 Pokemon owned, it doesn't hurt either way.
And this Kakuna is huge for both of them because Beedrill or Butterfree is on the card, so you're going to see them both of them catch this.
Who knows, maybe they'll run the Beedrill. Probably not, though.
We don't have Mega Beedrill. Mega Beedrill is awesome. Regular Beedrill, no.
Headbutt strats could be a thing.
Hi,
Celebi could also be a thing.
That Celebi could also be a thing. That Celebi has Shadow Ball. It's definitely a thing. The other interesting thing to take a look at is going to be, wow, that Nidoking has an interesting moveset.
Special Nidoking, anyone?
Is that even a thing?
Well, probably not.
Yeah, but like I said, the one of the things that strikes me on this is we have to make the play back to New Bark Town eventually because catch a Pokemon in Toho Falls is there. So this card just the more I take a look at this card, the more I'm just it's a fascinating card to look at because a lot of it is information gathering, Pokemon catching. I mean, we have to get the Mineral Badge and the Glacier Badge. We have two badges on here. This card is fantastic just to look at because just looking at the card itself, to me, it seems like it's a slow developing card just because there's so much that you need for information.
And they'll also be looking at the Pokemon movesets, as we do have a Pokemon with a Rock-type move, and a Pokemon with a non-HM accuracy-reducing move, so you can't use Flash for that goal.
Funny thing is, we also need Flash in this card.
Well, you can use Flash for 4 9TM non-damaging moves. That is valid for that,
That
however,
is true.
they will still have to find a Pokemon naturally with 3.
Yeah, that's all kinds of fun, and that Fearow that we saw earlier would have fit the bill on a couple of them because I believe it had Supersonic and I think it had one other one. Like, there's the Supersonic right there that we saw. Nope. Yeah, I wasn't quite paying attention to all the full movesets. I saw Supersonic and that was about it.
I believe it had 2 offensive moves.
Also, my favorite thing about this Charizard is we're getting Hyper Beam strats. And my favorite thing, of course, this being Gen 2, normal is considered physical, so Hyper Beam is going to benefit from the massive attack stats of some of these Pokemon. So I love seeing a physical Hyper Beam.
Snorms going for the classic one-letter rival name. Saves a few frames. Loses points on the fun scale.
Yeah, I mean, this is all about having fun, though. You gotta have fun. Yeah, we're seeing all kinds of Pokemon being caught because the 8 water type Pokemon, the 30 plus Pokemon owned. This to me, this is a card I love at the same time as it being slow developing because you get to see so many Pokemon being caught, which I remember when you're a kid and you plan this for the first time and you just want all the things, all the toys, all the collectibles. You're trying to catch as many things as you can. To me, this type of card brings back all those memories of, oh hey, look, hey, you see I caught this, hey, you caught this, hey, I caught this. It's fantastic to me.
Seeing a lot of water types on the first few routes. We got Kingler, we had Seal, there was a Starmie, there was a Horsey. That's 4 out of 8 already.
Yeah, that's all kinds of fun here. I mean, that Starmie had Ice Beam. Also, I love the fact that recover and attract on that Seal. So that Seal is going to be one non-damaging non-TM move away from a bingo square.
Yeah, and as the chat's pointing out, the Starmie did have Ice Beam. That's a really good move for a Starmie to have. So there are a lot of
Especially in this
options.
generation, yeah.
Although PhantomMat's going for the finds a Sentret.
Yeah, so
That's
Snorms, seeing that this Blissey does have Smokescreen, gonna go ahead and catch it. That's gonna give him the Pokemon with the non-HM accuracy reducing move.
And if PhantomMat can catch the Sentret and evolve into a Furret, I'm not entirely sure what level it evolves at, but that will be a goal for him.
Yeah, Furret evolves. It's the early normal type in the vein of something like a Rattata, so it's gonna evolve fairly early. $15.
15 is a pretty low level. Just need to level it up 5 times.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see lots of evolving here because both of them have the Kakuna for the Beedrill. So, definitely, if they can find an early experience share, that might be a huge boon for them.
If they get really desperate, they could level up the Horsey the entire way. Although I don't think they'd
Well,
go for that.
they might, because a Dragon-type Pokemon is on the list, and there are only 4 in this gen. Dratini, Dragonair, Dragonite, and Kingdra. Yeah, so I love the early fury of catching Pokemon here just because of that 30-plus Pokemon-owned box. I absolutely love this.
And we have Snorms fighting youngster Joey, I believe, because we have Max phone book on the card. So that requires you to fight 8 different trainers. There are certain trainers that if you talk to them after you fight them, they'll give you their phone number. And you need to get 8 extra phone numbers to fill up your phone book.
Yep, because I believe 10 is the maximum number. And that wasn't youngster Joey, that was Koopaling Jeff.
Oh, Jeff, my favorite Koopaling.
I was more of a fan of Johnny myself. Well, I mean, you know, they do have the Super Mario Bros. 3 randomized, so calling it Koopaling Jeff, you know, it all makes sense at this point.
Everything's all tied together.
String theory, absolutely string theory. Or is it string shot theory because we're playing Pokemon?
This is going to be a long 2 hours, isn't it?
Yeah, it probably is. I mean, I waited 11 minutes. That's 10 more minutes than I usually wait.
Well, it seems that Snorms is still going to be running that Charizard, and if I had to guess, PhantomMat might be doing the same.
I mean, right now, the only thing that I've seen that would even, you know, be a justified switch would be that Starmie. I mean, Ice Beam Starmie is a thing. We're going to get Surf, so it's going to have Stab. I mean, to me, that would have been the switch if you're going to make it.
But then again, Surf is significantly through the game when there aren't that many fights after that. Although with Glacier and Mineral Badge on the card, could be useful. The Nidoking is also an option with I believe it was Psychic and another move.
Psychic and Aurora Beam. Not to be confused with Aurora Borealis, but Aurora Beam. But yeah, Faint Attack Ice Beam Starmie is really good, especially in this generation, because Dark is still considered a special move in this generation. They haven't had the physical special split yet, so that's would benefit from Starmie's high special attack stat.
Well, Snorm's finding a wild black glasses. That's unfortunately not on the card this time, but it's something to pick up. Which, if they did run the Starmie, would power up Faint Attack.
Yeah, we get some Rhydon and some Delibird action as well. Poor Delibird. Nobody loves it.
Well, we love it when it's on the card, and that's about it.
No, even when it's on the card, nobody loves it. They just catch it out of spite.
Wouldn't it be funny if it knew Spite?
It would be. Ooh, Crocodile. I get excited when I see starters. I also get excited when I see water types, and hey, that's got Crabhammer. That's hilarious.
Yeah, but it's also a Croconaw, and level 4 to boot, so we'll be catching it for the water type, but that's about it.
But yeah, continuing with our Let's Catch Pokemon thing. Again, that Blissey also having 2 out of 4 already of the non-damaging, non-TM moves. So keep an eye on the Seal and the Blissey, because both of them already have the way to go. And looks like we do have a Rock-type move as well on Storms' side. That would be the Ancient Power Golbat we're seeing. Oh my, Ancient Power, Fury Attack, Thunder Punch, and Swords Dance. That Golbat, my word.
If it wasn't a Golbat, it'd be runnable.
What's wrong with Golbat?
Well, it's a bat.
So?
Well, don't you think running it would be a bit batty?
No.
I'll take your word
Should
for
I?
it.
Okay, yeah, that Golbat's really runnable.
Chat's correcting me. Apparently Golbat is definitely runnable.
I mean, the thing is Golbat, again, Easton beat me to it, is in the initial game, Golbat was intended to be a final evolution, so it's got some decent stats. I mean, the problem with Crobat eventually is, it's a glass cannon. It's super fast, super strong. So it has a high attack stat, but extremely fragile. But if you're one-shotting everything, who cares? Oh, hi, Raiko. How are you?
Apparently, this trainer only has a taste for legendaries, having a Raikou and a Mew.
I mean, that's good taste. I mean, it's not the worst taste.
Better taste if we leveled them up.
Yep, and there's the Houndour to boot. I mean, Houndour is just adorable, so.
Not gonna lie there.
But this is interesting because we do have a route variation here. Snorms opting to go up Sprout Tower first to get the experience and to get HM05 Flash, whereas PhantomMat opting to do the gym first and then probably going to go up Sprout Tower as well.
There is something to be said for both strategies, and PhantomMat having set his date to Friday can't really afford to waste any time in Sprout Tower. He really needs to get surfing and get back to Union Cave before the Lapras disappears.
That is true, so he might just be on Blitz to Surf mode, which is perfectly fine. And there's the 30% Dragon Breath Paralysis proc. Yeah, say that 3 times fast.
Is that a challenge?
Only if you make it one.
Okay, I won't.
And Hyper Beam Snorlax. Ouch.
That's gonna do a number.
Yeah.
Explosion strats?
Boom. That didn't work.
That did a bit more than I was honestly expecting.
Yeah. Yeah, the problem with the special Nidoking is Snorlax is a special tank.
Yeah, and that's 2 stab moves? Man.
Yeah, this Snorlax. Yeah, the Hyper Beam's the worst part of this.
He just needs to get lucky with freeze.
Or get lucky with Reset. Damn, Faulkner. I mean, Faulkner, obviously, his Snorlax didn't skip leg day. Or anything day.
This could be a problem. If he gets a wall here for a bit, he's probably not going to be on par for that Lapras. In fact, I guess he might already miss it. Because once he gets Surf, he's just going to need to book it back down the route. He's not going to have enough time for Fly. He's just going to need to run down Route 32, enter Union Cave, and just book it.
I mean, the only good part about that is, as we see, is self-destructing Farfetch'd getting the kill, by the way, which is hilarious. Bird go boom. The only good thing about that is once you get Surf, you have the Sudowoodo out of the way, so you can immediately make it back to Union Cave quickly. And Snorm's going to find the same problem that PhantomMat's running into, is this level 9 Snorlax being a wall.
Yeah, I mean, with the Sudowoodo out of the way, he can go back, but it's still quite a bit of time loss as opposed to coming back with Fly, so it'll be interesting to see if he actually does go for the Lapras, or if he decides against it.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing about that Lapras spot is it's in a fairly out-of-the-way spot on the bingo card, so it's not something you need to concern yourself with. I mean, if it was in the middle square, it'd be one thing, but no, we have the Onix and Scyther in the middle square, which is just, great.
Another reason why he might have chosen Friday is he's not going for the Lapras, and he's just setting it to the middle so that he doesn't have to backtrack to Route 32 for the Poison Barb.
Could be that as well. But Snorlax so far, can I get a Snorlax? This thing has Hyper Beam and Crab Hammer and lots of bulk, and I want one really, really bad because I really want to snuggle it.
It also doesn't help that he keeps getting paralyzed by Dragon Breath.
It's got a 30% proc, right?
That's like the same accuracy as one-hit KO moves, and they never hit.
Well, they never hit when you use them. And Snorlax doing Snorlax things again. Let's see if Starmie can help.
If he had kept the Celebi around, he'd definitely be able to kill it with an explosion. We see Snorms also getting walled hard.
You know what I want to see right now? You know what I want to see happen right now? I want to see Snorlax use Hyper Beam, and I want like that, and I want the Kakuna to kill it with Headbutt. I really want the Kakuna to kill it with Headbutt. Come on, Kakuna, let's do this! Or Hyper Beam, even better. Yes! We got the Hyper Beam Kakuna kill! Yes!
Main switch, anyone?
Come on, baby, let's do it!
This isn't entirely bad as
Ooh, teleport.
I'd have taught that. Teleport's definitely useful. Especially if he wants to go for that Lapras. He could set his center in Ekritique, go for the Lapras, and then teleport back.
Yeah, definitely. But, the Hyper Beam kill from Kakuna, that was fantastic. So PhantomMat gonna head back over to the Pokemon Center, get some heals on because he needs some heals. Snorm's gonna go ahead and try his luck again with Faulkner. So now that we have a little bit of downtime, it's Pokemon. So I gotta ask, what's your favorite Pokemon?
Ooh, that's a tough question. Probably Azurill.
Azurill.
It's cute.
Your favorite Pokemon is a flotation device.
Let's change that to Flareon.
So basically, if I just ask horrible questions and guilt you're just going to keep changing it over and over again?
Maybe?
I'm just giving you crap. If you want to like Azurill, more power to you. Like Azurill. I personally will admit I am a Scizor fan and have been since Gen 2.
I mean, that's fair. And besides, some people actually like Delibird.
Yes, but are they real people?
Well, PhantomMat finds a Poliwrath, which is another water type he's gonna need. This is actually on the card too, Poliwrath or Slowking, so he's definitely gonna want to.
Unfortunately, the Poliwrath go boom.
Interesting that PhantomMat didn't fight that trainer. That trainer is one that gives a phone number.
Well, at this point, my guess would be he is just foregoing. I don't know why he'd be foregoing that unless he doesn't want to care about row 2. Row 2, column 1 are the ones he probably doesn't care about right now, just because of defeat Lapras being on that line. Unless he again is blitzkrieging for the Lapras and just avoiding all these trainers until he wants to come back and get them later.
I think that's what he's going to be trying to do.
I mean, because everything we're saying right now, he skipped HMO 5, he skipped everything. This feels like he is blitzkrieging for Surf to get Flash. I mean, to get Surf to get the Lapras. That's what this feels like right now. Yeah, so he'll definitely take down that Poliwrath information for later, and yeah, at this point, this is exactly what this feels like. Now, I could be 100% wrong, but this just feels like I'm going to blitz to Surf, I'm going to get Lapras, then I'm going to come back and take care of everything else.
That might be his plan, but I really don't think he has enough time. 25 minutes in, still in Union Cave. That's gonna be what, 10 minutes in Azalea, another 10 minutes in 10 to 15 minutes in Goldenrod, doing Whitney, going to the forest, doing the Pseudo-Wudo. Then he has to deal with the girls.
Getting caught by this spinner doesn't help.
If he is going to manage it, it's going to be really tight. Oh yeah, it's definitely questionable to set Lapras as the pre-cleanup. The optimal strat is without a doubt to do bug catching contest and then go with Lapras on the day to roll over, as that will give you significantly more time.
Yeah, I know this is. Like I said, this is one of the things that fascinates me about randomizers in general. Is, you know, you and I take a look at this and we come up with, you know, we look at this and we think, oh, I would do this. You know, this seems like the right idea. And then, you know, you have someone else take a look at at a bingo card, for example, and come up with a completely different plan. So that, to me, is one of the absolutely fantastic things about randomizer is you can have two people, as you're seeing, with the exact same parameters and go about it two completely different ways.
Yeah, we'll see if the strat happens to pay off. All I know is that one time I was actually in the same situation as a PhantomMat, and I gave myself an hour and a half as opposed to just an hour, and I still didn't make it to the Lapras.
Well, what have we learned?
Well, we've learned if it does work, we'll have to name the strat after him.
Fair enough. I was expecting a snarky comment, but we'll go with yours.
Hello, hot dog. We find an Entei in Slowpoke well.
Hot dog?
I don't know, that's just what people call him.
Okay.
Well, he's a dog and he's on fire, so fire is hot, I guess.
Yeah, but why don't they call hot dog, you know, Houndour or Houndoom? That's also I mean, it's Hound's right in the name.
Some things are not meant to be questioned, TGE.
But this is me. Everything's meant to be questioned.
Well then, question this. Wiggly Woo. Hello, Tangela.
Wiggly Woo! Okay, some things aren't meant to be questioned. You don't question the Wiggly Woo. I will give you that one. I will concede that.
Well, Snorms is not that far behind. Catching up on where he is, gonna be entering Slowpoke well in a few minutes. And after that, it's really a close game.
Yeah, but that's the fascinating thing about specifically playing randomizer bingo is that they can both be in the same location, you know, in the game and be miles apart because of just the information they've received. As you can see, you know, they've seen basically both the same Pokemon, but PhantomMat has only got the Poison Barb. Snorms has a couple of Pokemon that, you know, fit the Rock type move criteria and the accuracy reducing move criteria. So again, they're in the same spot, but they're completely different, you know, worlds apart when it comes to the bingo card.
Oh yes, and I definitely probably put Snorms as a bit of an edge so far because the two goals that he has are a lot harder and less likely to happen. That and he is set up better for Lapras and bug catching contest.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Also, more Wiggly Woo. I love the fact that the Tangela has Ember and the Charizard still doesn't have a fire move.
You know what I think would be interesting? If we just made all the starters, all 4 moves were just sketch, and you just choose your own moveset based on what wild encounters you find.
I like the deviousness in that, Mr. Cavan. I really do.
It'd be interesting to see the variance and what one runner chooses versus the other.
Yeah, it definitely would be. I mean, metronome races are a thing, but you know, I like where your brain's at. You devious man, you.
Yeah, I brought it up because actually in a race a while ago, actually the starter that me and my opponent had sketch. I sketched one move, my opponent sketched a completely different move, and the outcome was completely different because of that one move we sketched at the very start of the game.
Now the story seems a little sketchy.
You just stole that one from the chat.
I don't have chat up.
I'll believe you later.
No, I went to go look at Discord for something and forgot to pop chatty back up, so it actually wasn't up.
Well, the chat's also saying it sounds like a sketchy idea.
Oh, there it is. I see it now. Sorry, Norris. Although we do have the sync is real because we have both of our runners taking on Porygon 2 right now, or Digital Duck, which I actually did. I can't remember if I was watching one of these or did commentary for one of these where somebody ran a Digital Duck as a main.
Well, Digital Duck is a pretty sweet poke, but more sweet is the FURT that we saw. So we have FURT information.
We do, but Digital Duck taking down PhantomMat. So, yeah, he's going to have to restart not restart, but definitely go back and try the battle again. On the other side, Snorms taking, pretty easy care of the boss of the Slowpoke. Well, I forget the name they gave him in the remake because it's really irrelevant.
Yeah, those extra levels that Snorms got from the Sprout Tower definitely paid off.
Yep, so now one of the most important questions of the run here, Captain. Left twin or right twin?
Personally, I'm a right twin kind of guy. It's more of a meta game, get more information, you might not get information. Call it gambler's fallacy, but I like mixing it up.
No, fair enough. So you're also a right Twix kind of person then, too?
I have never actually had Twix.
What? What?
What can I say?
How have you never had a Twix? Like... Smite the non-believer!
Meanwhile, while TGE picks up the broken pieces of his life, we find Sandslash in Bugsy's gym, which is more information. So, let's see what Bugsy has. A Bulbasaur.
Yeah, I'm still here, but I'm slowly cranking my jaw back up off the floor.
So yeah, that Bulbasaur, it's a Bulbasaur, what can you say? Not exactly the best base stat total. Neither is Ditto, which is Bugsy's second poke. And with all the wiping that PhantomMat is doing, he's definitely losing even more time. Making that rush for that Lapras in Union Cave looking less and less likely to happen.
Yeah, it's going to be something to ask about later on.
Meanwhile, Bugsy finishing up with an Oddish, not exactly a winning team. Looks like Falconer hit the gym, but Bugsy was slacking off. We'll see if Rival 2 has something more desirable. Although first, it appears we have a Pokedex check. And for it, well, that's doable.
Yep, Furret's definitely on the way. That's
Sand
also
Slash is also
doable.
doable. And both of those are required information, unless for some reason PhantomMat goes right twin and right side.
Well, if he's a rebel like you, he will.
I mean, it is a valid strat, quote unquote. 3 pokes versus 1, more experience if he's feeling low, and different information.
So apparently the new game right now is chat's trying to get me all hot and bothered because apparently I was all, flabbergasted that you've never had a Twix.
Well, if it's any consolation, I like a Kit Kat.
Oh, that's fine, but have you ever had peppermint patty?
I don't even know what that is.
My word. It's like, do you just not enjoy chocolate at all?
Nah, I live in a small town. Don't really have stuff like that.
Oh, so you're one of the, your internet's run by a hamster on a wheel chasing the Cheez-It. Gotcha.
Sometimes it feels that way.
Also, we are doing probably one of the worst mini games that has come in Pokemon, the Chase the Farfetch'd. I mean, I understand the point of it, but really, do we need to chase the Farfetch'd?
There's a reason why in Heart Gold Soul Silver, they completely revamped this.
Is there a reason we need to chase the Farfetch'd?
Well, is there a reason we need to carry an egg around with us for 20 months until it doesn't hatch?
Well, this isn't the right time for this speech. Never mind.
That is also true. The Kanto Surge Gym with the switches. Anyone feel like losing 10 minutes to RNG?
Ooh, yeah, that's also true.
Well, PhantomMat going left twin and presumably left side, so he will get that Sand Slash information.
Yep, so that's definitely good. Now, the other thing is he doesn't necessarily need the third information if he just wants to evolve the Sentret. But we don't have the Evolve 4 Pokemon goal on here, of course. Why would we?
That, and to evolve the Sentret, well, he'd need to evolve it. That's just slower in general.
Well, the way his Charizard's been wiping, probably it might not be.
This is fair.
Ooh, always nice to find a free Super Repel on the ground.
Sweet Sentium also is a good thing.
It depends what's in the TM proper.
All Snorms run into a wild encounter, and it's a fish.
But it's a water type, so it's a good fish to see.
Well, I'd be concerned if a fish wasn't a water type.
Yeah, I don't even have a sarcastic comment for that one.
Chad is pointing out a good strat. Get the egg spirit share and then just stick it on the Sentret when you get the Glacier badge. Garfield, I'm going to pretend I didn't read that.
Ooh.
Well, we have Snorms fighting this optional trainer. I believe they give a phone number, though, so that's another bit of progress towards Mac's phone book. As the Charizard does not learn Bide. Bide not necessarily the best of moves.
I mean, it's not the worst of moves. I mean, at least it does something. It's not Splash.
or present, which heals your opponent.
That's only a certain percentage of the time.
You mean 100?
Again, only when you use it.
Interesting that Snorms checked the TMs. Maybe he's feeling a bit inadequate about the Charizard's moveset. It's not a strategy that I see often.
I mean, he definitely the Charizard definitely needs an upgrade in moves. I mean, triple kick not necessarily the best. It's 1 to 3 hits. It's definitely could use some love.
Well, with any luck, Whitney will give a good TM.
Hopefully.
Although Swift isn't that bad.
Interesting option that PhantomMat chose to delete False Swipe.
Yeah, I definitely would have deleted a triple kick over a false swipe.
I would have done the same thing because, False Swipe, again, we have that 30-plus Pokemon owned section here, so False Swipe is huge for that.
So, let's see what Kenya is.
That'd be a country in Africa.
Well, you aren't wrong. Looks like we're gonna have to find this another day, as we're doing the bug catching contest.
Kenya's a Macargo.
Oh.
You don't seem excited.
Macargo is one of the poke that you don't really see much of. It's
Mostly...
not on the card, it's not something that people run usually. It's kind of just a lump.
Yeah, well, it's slow. It has a quadruple weakness to the most common type in the game.
Well,
although Mr. Mime is nice.
And even if he didn't want to have it win the bug catching contest, it's still a Pokemon that you could catch for a 20
This is the
one
one
as a dragon.
Dragon type. That's huge.
Dragon type, water type. It's countered for 2 goals. Plus,
Yeah,
it has a 2 chance of winning the contest.
Yeah, Kandra's fantastic. Yep, and he's like, oh, I'm going to go pick up the rest of my stuff, and then I'm out of here. Yeah,
I believe that brings Snorms up to 5 water types.
I haven't been keeping track. But yeah, there's the bug catching contest win. There's the Kingdra. That's absolutely fantastic. One thing to take a look at, though, is that Kingdra is 14. Take a look at the moveset. Might not be a bad idea because in this generation, because of the way it works, Kingdra's only weakness is Dragon-type moves. And there's Dragon Breath, and that's about it. Flamethrower, Hyper Fang, Slash, not a bad option. I mean, could use a little more love there, but I mean, it's definitely it's a nice backup.
Yeah, although it's low level, it's a bit of a downside, but if PhantomMat runs into it in the bug catching contest, his Charizard is significantly lower leveled. He might consider a switch, especially if he finds it at like 16 or 17 or 18.
Yep, and now we have, interesting we're choosing to teach Seal Cut here. I only say that because it already had 2 moves towards the non-TM damaging moves, so it would have only needed 1 more to learn before, Flash would have got the 4th one.
Yeah, except the only way it could have learned one is by level up, and, well, you don't want to level up and just hope that you get one. As, apparently, my favorite Pokemon, quote-unquote, runs wild in Ilex Forest.
And the place hasn't burned down yet. Also, so I asked the same thing to everyone I do commentary with when it comes to this. This might not apply to you per se, but Do you remember playing this game and getting wrecked by Whitney's Miltank?
No. No, I don't.
I didn't think you would.
The first time I played this game was about 6 months ago, and I've never played this game vanilla.
Did you even play any other remakes?
Nope. I have had very limited exposure to the Pokemon franchise. I've played this and Leaf Green, and that's about it.
I might be biased to that one. Just saying.
Well, Whitney's starting off with a Ponyta.
It goes down very easily to magnitude, but now he's a Venonat. Please! Please.
Yeah, I don't think the Venonat's gonna be much of a trouble.
Yeah, no, and I guess, you know, for everyone in the chat who feels my pain and knows how mean that Miltank was, you know, I'm going to get this out of the way right now. Just go with the kids these days.
Well, we do have a TM pickup. We'll see if Snorms takes a look at it, see if he wants to teach it to the Charizard. Or if it's something trash, like, something trash.
Like Splash or Sketch or something like that?
Well, Sketch isn't bad, because it's basically you pick your move you want.
Yeah, but the problem with Sketch is it requires, you know, it does require a little bit of setup.
This is true, but it's still not bad.
Yep, and Snorm's going to go ahead and fight the same. Again, we have the sync again. Snorm's fighting this guy because, you know, it's a phone number here. PhantomMat fighting this guy because he doesn't have the access to the bug catching contest yet, so he's taking the fast way around, would be my guess.
Well, Snorms is going for the other TM. So it looks like if I had to guess, I'll catch this TM, and then check to see what both Whitney's and this TM is.
Definitely seems that way, but yeah, PhantomMat immediately going to get that. We are definitely going to see some Whitney fighting happening over here.
And it was TM45. That's the same one Whitney gave.
So yeah, you were definitely going to check that TM because in the vanilla game, TM45 is Attract. Because this was the first game where they actually introduced Pokemon genders. Because if you remember, in the original Red, Blue, or Green, depending on where you played it, and Yellow, there were no genders except on Nidorans.
Well, the only thing interesting we found in on the ground was a Moonlight TM. In the night. In the moonlight.
Can't fight the moonlight?
Although it looks like Snorms is going to be sweet scenting for the Sand Slash, I believe?
Yep, I believe
or
that's
the
what it's
Furret.
here.
I think it's the Furret.
Yeah, it's the Furret. It's the first one you check. It's one of those two. It's a brown rat-like Pokemon.
Well, Brown until Alola forms come along.
But this is Gen 2, not Gen 45.
Speaking of 45, PhantomMat's gonna take his attempt at taking TM45 from Whitney. Let's see if he has any trouble or it goes down pretty easily.
Also, kudos for getting my setup there. Proud of you. Ponyta using Blizzard. Am I the only one who finds it hilarious?
Speaking of Alola forms, wrong region, Ponyta. Snorms appears to be running into everything but the Furret.
This reminds me of the one I did, the race I did commentary a couple of days ago on, where So it was 7 Jinxes and 3 Typhlosions for the Apom was run into that was on the water.
Ugh, running into Jinx after Jinx, that's gonna lose you like an hour.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Well, Snorm's getting presumably another phone number, so no. Well, we'll see what the pseudo is.
Show
Come
me
on, Lapras.
Wobbuffet.
Amistar. Well, it's a water type.
It is a water type. Lord Helix. Am I gonna have to start hailing Lord Helix?
And that's I believe his 6th water type.
I'm glad you've been keeping track of the water types because I will fully admit I have not.
I'm just pretending to keep track. For all I know, he could have.
All I'm gonna say right now is the fact that it's 50 minutes in. I've only made like 2 horrible puns and haven't broken into song yet.
Well, you can go first on that one, TGE.
Well, will you duet with me if I break into a song you know?
Probably not.
Well, you're no fun. I mean, to be fair, I already did give you a segue to break out into song, and you didn't.
You did you?
Can't Fight the Moonlight. Have you not seen Coyote Ugly?
No. Well, the Amistar has been caught by PhantomMat. That's, I believe, his 4th water type, at least. As Snorms says, take note the Kimono Girls. That surf is going to be a welcome reprieve. Pretty good type, pretty good move.
But what's it a reprieve from?
A pretty bad move?
Okay.
I mean, he's resorting to false swipe on this Jumpluff, so...
I mean, yeah. When you're false swiping a Jumpluff, things have gone way over the edge. Speaking of sketch.
Apparently we're just entirely in sync tonight, TGE.
Is that another cue to break into song?
Now you're just looking for excuses.
I'm always looking for excuses, but you said in sync.
Well, that actually reminded me, PhantomMat, he also has to get the TM, or rather the badge from Morty in order to use Surf, because it's not just enough having the move. He actually needs to be able to use it in the field, so that means he's going to have to take out Rival 3 and all of Morty's gem. So that's quite a bit more than I had recalled.
Yeah, I know, because that's the one fun thing is, because in this game you need badges to use HM moves outside of battle.
Well, there's an elixir. Pity Berry Juice Elixir isn't on the card. I feel like we find all these items, Black Glasses, Elixir, and they're just never on the card. And when they're on the card, nope, they just aren't in the game.
Do you know what the German term Schadenfreude means?
Do I sound German?
No, but I asked if you knew what the term meant.
No, I don't.
Oh. Yeah, Schadenfreude is a German phrase that means pleasure derived by somebody from another person's misfortune. So basically, us laughing at their pain is Schadenfreude.
I think I'll just go with Murphy's Law.
Anything that can go wrong will.
Pretty much. We do see an Arbok on Snorm's side. Although we already have Sandslash information, and Sandslash being in Burn Tower, I believe, isn't that bad of a place to hunt.
No, definitely is not. But we have a surfing Charizard.
You know, didn't they say that if the fire in his tail ever goes out, he'd die?
I think you're right here. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time the anime was wrong, but...
I think that's just something we should take for granted at this point.
I suppose it's better than taking it for granted. I mean, that wouldn't rock too hard. Wow, usually I at least get horrible facepalming sighs when I make bad jokes. You just completely no-sell me.
Yeah, well, what can I say? If these are the working conditions I have to work with.
Are you going to file a union complaint?
Well, no, PhantomMat didn't get to Union Cave in time.
Nope. Oh, he might, because he's only played 49 minutes of game time, so...
Oh, 49 minutes of... Well, that does give him 10 minutes, but... Still, he has to fight the rival, go through the entire gym, go all the way to Union Cave, go all the way to the Lapras. That's a bit more than 10 minutes, I'd say. Especially if he gets walled.
Oh, we do have a Shuckle sighting. Miz, I know you're here, Shuckle. Also, surfing Charizard is hilarious.
Well, despite all the trouble that PhantomMat's been having, both the runners are on the same trainer, just at slightly different points.
Yeah. Extreme speed jump off. That's hilarious. I'm disappointed that the Kakuna died.
Well, it's a Kakuna. They generally disappoint.
Yeah, usually it's Metapod you go for.
I mean, I have run some bug types in the past. Like, I've run a Butterfree. Well, not in this, but in casual playthroughs, and it was pretty decent, but...
I mean, Butterfree's not the worst.
And anything's different. Everything is decent if you overlevel enough.
True, I mean, Butterfree does learn Psychic-type moves, so... Especially in Gen 1, it's kind of OP. Alright, since I'm horrible at playing the game, I'm going to let chat go ahead and... what were those Pokemon cries there, chat? I know you're going to hook us up here in a minute.
Yeah, I was about to ask you what they were, because I haven't the foggiest.
I think the Suicune sounded like an Electrode, but I could be completely... I'm probably completely wrong.
All I know is that none of them were Jinx, because that's the only cry I know.
Yep.
It's not hard to learn that one. Just look for the cry that's about 10 years long.
Is 10 years an official unit of measurement?
It can be.
Okay, is that... So, are you confirmed light years, kid?
Yes?
Alrighty, here you go. Cavan is light years, kid.
Well, Snorm's taking care of Morty.
Who has
Hey,
a
it's a
Macargo
Delibird.
and a Delibird so far? Wow. Morty, please.
Decade? What's that? We call it by 10 years.
And Morty's ace is the Kakuna.
Well, I mean, he's got the element of surprise. We didn't see that one coming.
I mean, surprise is my favorite element right next to fire.
Yeah. And we'll see if Snorms gets better luck with a TM30, as it looks like PhantomMat's actually having a little bit of trouble getting through the maze.
The answer to your question is no. TM30 not having any better luck. Moonlight better than Sharpen.
Well, I mean, Sharpen does increase your attack, if you want to increase your attack. I mean,
Yeah,
competitive players use Sword Stance.
Yeah, but that's because it's 2 stages, not just 1.
Can we take back when I said Flareon was my favorite poke? Let's revise that to Farfetch'd.
Oh, now you're just trying to duck the question.
Well, Farfetch'd is a great poke. I like design, doesn't evolve, carrying a vegetable.
And the pun flew right over your head.
I didn't even hear the pun.
You said you liked Farfetch'd as your Pokemon. I said you were trying to duck the question.
Oh. That would be... Yeah. Sorry, that pun was a bit too far-fetched for me.
There we go! He can be taught! And yeah, it looks like Snorms is going for the Mineral Badge play. We are climbing up the Lighthouse.
Lighthouse, not the most thrilling of areas. It's essentially Jasmine's gym, in all but name.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And more Arbok information.
Insert, did you know Arbok is Cobra spelled backwards? Ha ha ha.
Gasp. Mind blown. You know, it occurs to me. If this really is Jasmine's gym, then does she just, like, poison her own Pokemon so that the player or whoever's doing the gym has to go get the secret medicine every time?
Well, the Ampharos at the top of the tower isn't hers because, if you remember correctly, Jasmine's a Steel-type trainer. Ampharos is an Electric type.
You think I read the text?
No, that's giving you way too much credit.
Well, what can I say? Instant text. It's pretty fast. Yeah, the secret potion could be a placebo.
Yeah, AFPB straight faking, exactly, Mizzle.
Well, with that, PhantomMat does take out Morty, but it is officially too late. He can no longer get the Lapras. Unless he wants to reset the clock, which, I mean, it could happen. You could go for clock reset strats.
I mean, we definitely could do that, but that's a long, arduous process. And PhantomMat, you can't Magnitude a Mantine. It's a flying type.
You will, however, try to catch it as it's another water type.
That is another water type, and I believe that puts Cavan's random count up to 43.
No, just 5.
I was close.
Should have said 42.
Yeah, but 42 is the answer to everything.
Exactly. You can't be wrong.
Well, I can be, you know. It doesn't happen too often.
Meanwhile, Tyranitar on the water. I don't think that's gonna mix.
I mean, we're surfing on a Charizard. At this point, all bets are off.
This is fair. Interesting that Storms isn't choosing to use Repel. He might be trying to look for that 30% encounter slot before he repels. Although there are like 3 different routes here, so lots of different water you can run into.
Well, I mean, you can run into the water from the shore, right?
Well, I mean, yes. Won't be running very far, though.
Yep. So just giving you all a heads up now, admins expect a long, drawn-out, heavily, strongly worded email from Kevin at the end of this saying, I'm never working with TGE again, you can't make me.
I knew I should have watched that movie instead of commentating.
Now, here's the question, what movie?
That's a good question.
So you don't even know what movie it would have been?
Nah, it's gonna be Interstellar.
Oh, I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, so have I.
Yeah, Narastra is correct. If you do have a problem, you can go ahead and file a complaint with the head of commentary for Randomania. Oh, by the way, that's me.
Yeah. Well, meanwhile, Storm's picking up a Blastoise. I believe that's Chucky, and that does put him at, well, by my count 7, but by his count 8. I'll go by his count.
I'm also going to go by his count.
I have him as having Seal, Horsey, Kingler, Goldeen, Kingdra, Amistar, and Blastoise. And, of course, something else.
Yeah. Something. Dark side.
We'll just give him a missing now.
Why are we trying to glitch the game?
We're speedrunners. Isn't that our job?
No, my job is making adult beverages for people.
Well.
Yes, I have
You
well.
got me there.
I have well rum, well tequila, well gin, well vodka.
Well done. Wait, no, you don't serve steak, do you?
If you don't order a steak well done. A burger is fine. A burger is one thing, but anything past medium well on a steak, by the time it comes out to you, it's going to be super dry because of carryover cooking. I'm not saying don't eat your steak well done. What I'm saying is order it medium well, and by the time it'll come out to you, it'll be well done because of carryover cooking. It'll be exactly the way you want it. Did we catch all that?
Maybe.
We've got Zap Cannon Slowbro, and it hits.
Well, that's a rare sighting.
Yep, so we have Snorms over in Chuck's gym. We have a coughing going on here. Exactly, came for the Pokemon state for the food advice. Hey, our goal here is to inform you as to what's going on the screen. And what's going on the screen right now is a level 25 Eevee is using Ancient Power on a level 29 Charizard, and the Charizard is wrecking it. And here's an Articuno. By the way, shoutouts to the anime Articuno versus Charizard. That actually did happen.
Well, that Eevee with Ancient Power is actually pretty good because presumably PhantomMat is going to go for Fly. He's going to fight that Eevee. He's going to almost certainly see Ancient Power. And that's a Rock-type move. And he doesn't have a Rock-type move, so he can look for the Eevee.
I mean, that is entirely true. But I mean, if we're talking about steak, you know, I don't want to sit here and call anybody out for how they like their food cooked. What I'm going to say is that the correct answer is medium rare for steak. You can convince me of a couple other temperatures, but medium rare is the correct answer.
Well, we have Storms going after Chuck with a Muck.
Cute rhyme.
Well, if we really wanted to shoehorn Mew under a truck, we probably could.
You're just full of the yucks, aren't you?
Yeah. Feel free to say yuck. They're pretty bad.
No, not at all. I'm gonna give credit where it's due. You just ran with that, and I'm gonna let you run with it.
Well, Chuck doesn't seem to be posing much for trouble. As he gets the Storm Badge. Let's see if Chuck's jam is going to be useful.
It can't be much worse. It's Karate Chop. But yeah, Karate Chop, definitely better than what we've seen so far.
We'll see if, I'm actually curious to see if he teaches Fly to the Charizard, because it would be a stab move.
Yeah, it's actually not a bad idea. I mean, it is the 2-turn move, but as you said, stab, definitely, yeah, there we go.
Looks like you taught it over Hyper Beam, maybe.
Well, Hyper Beam's also a 2-turn move, so it would make sense.
Yeah. And Snorms, he's just booking it for a Lake of Rage, it would seem. Gonna get that Glacier Badge. Over an hour in, what do you think our runners are gonna be going for row bingo-wise at this point?
Well, we're going to start by the Sand Slash here. We know Snorms is going to go after that one. But to me, what this really feels like is it feels like they're avoiding the middle square, because we've seen information on a lot. We've seen information on the Furret. We've seen information on the Sand Slash. We know where the Poliwrath is. But this feels like we're avoiding the center square here, because Onix and Scyther is such a crazy thing. Like, to me right now, on Snorms' side, what I'm feeling from Snorms is column 1, column 2, column 5, row 1, row 5. That's what I'm feeling from Snorms here. As for, PhantomMat, all he's got is the Poison Barb. He could go any different number of ways, so I really don't know.
Yeah, it's just too early to say. He does have information on the Sand Slash, he does have information on the Furret, and he also has information on the Poliwrath, which I don't think Snorms found. So that does give him row 5 a bit more.
But yeah, that's just to me what this feels like here is we're going column 1, column 2, column 5, row 1, row 5. I think because, we've been catching a lot of Pokemon, so we definitely know that 30-plus Pokemon owned is going for. The diagonals are probably out unless we come across information on an Onix or the Scyther. Just because, again, for some reason, that seems to be the most obnoxious of the Pokemon goals to find.
Interesting that Snorms is fighting the Pokemaniac. It's not on the card.
I mean, maybe at this point he's looking for information on, perhaps Dunsparce, Wildfeather, Girafarig. Perhaps, Make Your Math. We haven't seen any of those yet. Perhaps on Onix and Scyther. We might just be looking for, or it's a phone number. We can do that too.
Yeah, that was my second guess. I don't know all the phone numbers.
Yeah, there are some phone numbers. Like I've played this game enough. Like I know some of the phone numbers, but I know the phone numbers for the most part of the people who give you things in the early routes. Once we get past that, all right, name your shiny, call your shiny.
Let's go with Seadra.
I always go Scizor. Ooh, Kabutops. That's
water type.
It is a water type. We don't need it, but it's kind of gray and ugly.
And did he use the Pokédoll or run?
He used the Pokédoll.
Well, he does have 8 water types, so he doesn't actually need to catch it.
Yeah, and we don't have shiny Pokemon on the card, so yeah, no, we had Pokédoll strats. Wow.
I mean, it is useful.
It is, but Pokédoll strats are interesting.
Well, Snorms, he does have the ability to grab the EXP share. We'll see if he does any strats with that for leveling up something for Beedrill Butterfree.
Well, he's withdrawing the Kakuna, so I'm guessing that's happening.
And he's looking at movesets. He's looking for non-TM damaging moves.
Right there. Amistar's going to do it. Amistar has Crunch it has Withdraw, Sing, and Mean Look. All he has to do is teach Amistar Flash, and he's got it.
That'll do.
Yeah, that Amistar is huge right there.
And that works for PhantomMat too, because he also has the Amistar if he cares to look.
Yeah, so that Amistar became huge for both of our runners because that's going to allow them to do the non-TM, non-damaging moves. Fantastic, which I seem to be saying a lot recently. Although this fly teaching to Charizard turning out to be very, very beneficial as we can run to a lot of Pokemon who have been weak to flying type moves.
Well, let's see if Snorms is going to pay the price or if he's going to take out price.
Good start. The finish could use a little bit. And here is where the Alolan Pokemon would come into play because Ninetales is, Ice type in Alola.
Looks like we have X item strats.
Well, X does mark the spot.
Well, either way, Fly does take care of the
Little Bear! Sorry.
Little Bear with Ice Beam.
I'm sorry, Teddy Ursa is just so adorable.
And Centred info.
But we already have the Furred info.
Yeah. Well, hey, more info is never a bad thing.
No, not at all. We do have the Glacier badge there checked off for Snorms.
Meanwhile, PhantomMat, he's just grabbed Fly, so where's he off to?
I have probably Mahogany Town.
Looks like
but,
it.
Flying on the Lapras sprite, which is the water type sprite there, is hilarious.
And yeah, Snorms is going for that XP share.
And I wouldn't be surprised if while he's right around here, he went over into Kanto and caught a Pokemon in Tojo.
Although with Fly, he can just go to New Bark whenever he feels like.
True. But yeah, it looks like we're going to go get some Flash right now.
I believe he already started Sprout Tower earlier, so...
Yeah, he's just going to have to finish it because I believe the Elder had something that was walling him at the beginning. It's been so long, I don't remember it anymore.
Yeah, and that's another reason why some people, some runners, just leave Flash, because sometimes you might run into something that's just harsh.
Oh, well, look at that. Look at that. Are you kidding me? Scyther in the tower. Incredible. And the fact that he kept the false swipe on the Charizard is absolutely amazing. Scyther extremely hard to find normally. Getting that center square, that opens up a lot of options now for Snorms.
Yeah, that find just blew this race wide open. He's got column 3, he's got row 3, he's got well, not really diagonal. Well, I suppose he got bottom left to top right.
I mean, the diagonals are open now, yeah, because we have the Fern information. We're going to catch 30 Pokemon. Give a Pokemon a haircut, it's easy. Wow.
I'd say Snorms' new goal's probably going to be column 3, probably not row 5, because he doesn't have information on Poliwrath Slowking, to my knowledge. But he's going to go for the bottom left to top right, column 5, and column 2. He's got a lot more options.
Yeah, so we are seeing the Kakuna level up as well, but yeah, that Scyther was absolutely ridiculous. And there's the HM05 Flash. He's going to go ahead and teach Flash to the Amistar, and that's going to give him a Pokemon with 4 non-TM, non-damaging moves. So yeah, we are well on our way to getting things started here because Poison Barb is an easy fly away. And yeah, we are... Snorms is well on his way to this at this point. It would take something catastrophic, at least in my opinion, for Snorms to lose this race.
Well, it looks like PhantomMat, he's checking how many water types he has. I have him at 6, but I could be wrong. Blastoise, Crocodile.
He's got 10 is what this is telling me.
Well,
So
that
yeah,
goal's
we're
done.
good. Yeah, that goal's been done for a while.
Snorms picking up a few extra phone numbers on his way down to the poison barb.
Yeah, we're gonna go for max phone book here. Yeah, it looks like we might be going for we could be going for column 2. That's got top left, bottom right. I mean, all kinds of options are available now. That Scyther find was ridiculous. And we have got Union Cave, so it looks like we're going Lapras hunting.
Yeah, I'd completely forgotten, but he can go for the Lapras. He set his date correctly. So, he's got column 1, he's already done the lighthouse, he just needs to fight Jasmine. Column 1 is free. The top right, bottom left is free. Column 5 is free.
Yeah.
Column 2.
Yeah, I mean, this is, like I said, it would take something
Row 3.
catastrophic for Snorms to lose this race at this point.
I think his biggest issue is probably going to be 30 Pokemon owned, and he just has to go grinding for that. Not even difficult.
Oh, the Laprases are kissing. Oh, it's a Golbat.
I wouldn't want to kiss that.
Nope, nope. You see the lips on that thing? It's huge.
Do you see the teeth on that thing?
Yeah, I wasn't going there, but oh my god, yes. And Matt turning in the Macargo, and he's going to go ahead and get TM50. And also, that Lapras gave Snorms Beedrill as well.
Snorms is just taking it by storm.
Yeah, everything's coming up Snorms right now. But we are seeing some EXP share strats over on both sides, so that's going to be nice for Matt. He'll be able to level up the rest of the Kakuna finally. Maybe that's centered if he wants to. Yeah, there's the centered. We're going for it strats the hard way. Yep, we're going in back into the well because we have King's Rock on the thing. Yeah, we're going column 3 here. Rival 4 is going to be in. Looks like we're going to see some Rival 4.
Interesting choice. He might not be thinking that he'll be able to, that he's anywhere as close to 30 Pokemon.
Well, I mean, Rival 4 does make, row 5 thing, because we have the info. Well, he doesn't know it, but we know the information on Poliwrath. But yeah, this is fascinating. That one random Scyther find has opened up so much on this card. And it looks like we have flown back to Olivine here. We're seeing it. It's Mineral Badge time. The problem... Snorms, you gotta turn the potion back in. Oh, yeah, oops. you do have to turn the secret potion back in.
Interesting that PhantomMat, he went for an alternate path in Price's gym. Bit easier, but you do have to fight a bit more poke. So you will get more information, not that the information has been useful so far.
Yeah, he's heading underground. We're seeing Rival 4.
Rival 4 and probably Haircut.
Probably a Haircut, yeah. Are we going to get Shaven a haircut? You left me hanging. I'm kind of disappointed.
Sorry.
Yeah, but the reason you see Matt going ahead and fighting the extra trainers here in Price's gym is to level up that Sentret. Thank you, Wolfman.
Yeah, leveling up that Sentret's definitely important, although, again, in my opinion, a bit of a mistake, as he's fought a Furret. He had to have, as in the Azalea gym, so...
Right, no, he definitely did fight it, but at the same time you have to come here and get the Glacier Badge anyway. Why not level up the Furret while you're doing this? Because you really don't need to push Charizard too much past level 30 to continue on with most of the other goals you have. So it would make sense to give the Sentret and the Kakuna eventually the experience here that you know you're going to have to do.
That is true, although the Kakuna might do with the experience a bit more, but I suppose 5 levels isn't that many. The objective is to get 5 bingos. So Any vertical column, any horizontal column, any diagonal column of 5 is 1 bingo, and we need 5 of those. And they can be any combination. We can have several verticals, several diagonals, several horizontal lines, anything.
Yep, Snorm's unlocking the thing and realizing, oh wait, I have to go make my Charizard all pretty, so Charizard looks a little happier, looking absolutely fly with the volume and the floof. And we also have a Furret sighting over on PhantomMat's side.
Meanwhile, we're about to take down Rival 4, which will give us our first bingo of the match.
You'd think with all these blue squares we'd have a bingo already, but no, Rival 4 is going to be the first bingo. Wow. And hey, so TM50 that we got was Morning Sun. So we got Morning Sun and Moonlight in the TMs here. And we have a Xatu sighting. I do enjoy some Xatu.
Xatu is an interesting poke. It's got Levitate and, well, not in this gen.
It's a flying type. What do you mean it has Levitate? It's a flying type.
Oh. Yeah, I was thinking something about that isn't right, but I seem to recall reading somewhere that it, like, levitates itself because it's psychic type.
Yeah, it might.
Something else.
It might not be able to fly using its wings and uses its psychic ability to do that, but it's definitely a flying type.
Yeah, I mean, it is vaguely bird-shaped.
Yeah. So we have. Do I sound German? And it's vaguely bird-shaped. The quotes coming out of your mouth tonight are absolutely on point. I love it.
Glad I could be of service.
Hey, the entire point of these is to get across the information and to be entertaining. I think, we've definitely done both tonight.
Well, it looks like PhantomMat is going to be grinding for that Poliwrath, if I had to guess.
Yep, that would make sense. I believe we did see it over here.
And we have Snorms defeating Rival 4, giving us the first bingo of the match.
And there is the Poliwrath, and keep in mind the Poliwrath does have self-destruct, but it looks like we're going to go ahead and get the one Pokeball Chuck to get the Poliwrath, and that's going to be a Poliwrath for PhantomMat. Although I'm still not sure why Poliwrath is a Tadpole Pokemon, but whatever.
Snorms just needs one more number for Max phone book. And then catch a Pokemon in Tojo Falls will give him another 2 bingos.
Yep, Max phone book. We're going to get Bill's number here. And that's going to max out the phone book for us. We also got the Eevee from that. And the Eevee, was that another Amistar? No, that was the Amistar. Normally it wasn't, because it just went to the box. My bad.
Well, he's gonna go for Tojo Falls, and that'll be 3 bingos, and then really it's up to him what his next bingo is gonna be.
To me, the easiest one would be to go ahead and find Furret and get the 30 Pokemon. Or you can go get the Mineral Badge and defeat all 4 trainers in the National Park. Those are the 2 options, by far.
It depends on how many Poke he's caught.
Yeah. 30 Pokemon owned is definitely the easiest one, because that gets column 5. That's the fastest. Quote-unquote fastest.
Meanwhile, we find a Mewtwo. So we're going to be dealing with that.
Yep, we also have some bug catching contest over on PhantomMat's side. And if you remember correctly, this is where Snorms found the Kingdra. And Mewtwo is the Pokemon we're catching from Tojo Falls. Gotta love it here. And we're going to take a look here. I think we're going to be doing some sweet scenting here just to catch some more. I think we're going for 30.
Looks like it. And then, yeah, definitely that Furret Kadabra. That'll give him, I believe, 6 goals. 6 lines. Maybe.
Well, he doesn't, because we've got column 2, we've got column 3. We've got row 3 right now, so that's their 3. By hitting column 5, the 30 Pokemon on, that will be 4, and then we we're just got to grab Furret or Kadabra, and we know where Furret is. That'll be 5.
Yeah, and the diagonal will be 6.
Yep.
Bonus.
Hey, extra bingos are always fine.
Yeah, he was honestly pretty close to full clearing the card, doing Blackout. He almost did Mineral Badge. National Park Trainers pretty easy. The only thing we didn't really get info on is Mankey or Meowth. And we did see Persian. Breed
Yep.
strats?
Maybe. We also don't know about Dunsparce, Wobbuffet, or Girafarig.
I thought we saw a Giraffe Rig at the start of the game. I might have been mistaken.
Also, shoutouts to Scizor being in the bug catching contest.
Is this even rando?
Well, you have to get Scyther in the original game, but it's still a bug in the bug catching contest. I accept this. And Scizor are going to go ahead and KO the Furret, so we're going to have to see if this Mr. Mime is going to win the bug catching contest. And I do. No, it was a Lantern. No, it did not win. So we are not going to see the Lantern win the bug catching contest. We have to continue and try again.
The question is... Okay, he did save beforehand. I've never actually seen anyone enter the bug catching contest from that side.
I think he was coming from Violet City. But as we determined earlier, I'm biased. I love me some Scizor, so I'm always happy to see Scizor.
Just keep a Scizor around you at all times, so that way if your main wipes, you can bring out your safety Scizor.
See, I thought you were going to make a running with Scizor's joke.
I mean, that works too.
But Scizor is going to go ahead and give the bug catching contest win to PhantomMat. And now he looks like he's going to take out all the 4 trainers in the national park. So that's where we're going to be at next.
Looks like Snorms found all 3 water encounters, and that's not where the fur was, so it's somewhere in the grass.
Yeah, the way this is taking, it's a pain in the grass right now.
It's not you. Not you.
See, by the end of these tournaments, you will be making so many puns that everyone's going to hate you. Because everyone hates me when I do it. Yeah. Run now while you still can. Run before I corrupt you. Run.
Well, the question is what to run.
So far away?
Well, I'll go with a Flareon, but that works too.
You just flat out refuse to sing. I love it.
Well, what can I say? It's only 55 accuracy. I've never liked the low accuracy moves.
That's about the accuracy with which I can hit notes, too. I'm not proud of this at all.
Well, Snorms keeps catching poke after poke. He's gonna run into the Furret eventually. Well, I'm curious to see how close he is to 30.
Oh, what's funny is Talonflame Furret on the phone call. Speaking of all the trolling, that's just trolling.
Oh, and the Furret's gonna be his last poke.
Yeah. So we have a Beedrill over on PhantomMat's side. But yeah, as soon as he gets the Furret, that's 30 Pokemon, and that will be the game.
Calculated.
And there's the Furret. And there is the Furret. This is a... Oh, why is he flying? Why is he killing the Furret?
Why would you do this?
Why did he kill the Furret? What did he do? Why did he kill the Furret?
Could have just been, He might have thought that he had false swipe there.
Maybe, but not like this!
Throwing the game. He's just giving PhantomMat a chance to catch up. And then we never saw the Furret again.
And it never appeared. Ever. Oh, there it is. There it is. Now, Snorms, it's false swipe. There you go. False swipe.
Well, interestingly, we actually saw one of the trainers in National Park had an unknown. But, that aside, that's gonna be game for Snorms. GG.
That is. Yep. So 30 plus Pokemon owned and Furret or Kadabra. That is going to be all of them. The done button has been hit. And that's going to be it for Snorms. And yeah, we have quite a full card. We're missing 5 things from Snorms? Yeah, for as crazy as slow developing as this card, seemed to be at the outset, 134.20, that's a pretty good time.
Amazing time.
Hey.
And that would be the sigh of a Snorms.
I forgot I switched false swipe to the first slot. The first time I found for it.
Yeah, so you answered the question we had, or at least the first one.
Oh boy. Alright, but that was interesting. That Charizard sucked. But the false swipe carried the late game.
Yeah, with this amount of catching Pokemon, you need 8 different water types, 30 Pokemon owned, 4 or 5 different spots with catching Pokemon. How key was that false swipe?
Pretty key. That was a 7 bingo, by the way.
7.
7 bingo.
6.
Oh wait, no, sorry, 6. 6. Sorry, I thought. Sorry. Yeah,
Well,
6.
That was completely expected.
Hey, Phantom.
How's everyone doing?
Sorry you lost, but it was a good attempt.
So-
Good effort.
As soon as I found that Snorlax, I was like, nope, that's it. I'm just gonna play it in practice at this point.
Yeah, the Snorlax definitely bodied you.
Although I will say, I hope everyone had a...
Bugsy?
No, it was
Snorlax
Falkner.
was Falkner.
I hope everyone had a good laugh at my expense when my Kakuna killed it.
I lost my mind on the Kakuna kill.
Yeah,
No
the
joke?
Kakuna killer. That could have
If I
actually
was-
been huge.
If I hadn't been already holding down a button, I would have stopped playing for a good minute or 2 after that. I was losing my mind at that.
Well, speaking of the Kakuna, it actually learned to teleport as a result of leveling up that much. And we were actually wondering this because you'd set the date to Friday, giving yourself only 1 hour to defeat the Lapras in Union Cave. So we were debating whether or not you'd have enough time for that. And one of
So-
the things we had noticed was if you had taught and teleport to the Kakuna, that would have increased your odds dramatically.
Yeah, I still need to work on my routing a lot, and I got walled, and I knew as soon as I passed Bugsy, I wasn't going to have enough time to do it, so I would have to reset my clock anyways.
You have no idea how much I PogChamped when I found out Scyther.
Yeah, that Scyther was huge.
Where was that anyways?
Sprout
You
Tower.
found it at Sprout Tower.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Well,
One,
there's
one,
no
en-
hope for
one
me.
encounter on the way to get Flash.
God damn. That sucks.
Yeah, really. I think I wouldn't have. If I didn't get that, it was just Mirror Badge and National Park Trainers, I think. Or,
Yeah.
that was my route.
I had already
That
done the
was only
setup for
giving you,
Mineral Badge.
4 bingos, though.
Huh?
If you hadn't
No,
gotten
That'd be
Onyx
5. I have 6 right now, so Onyx Scyther. Oh, wait, sorry, that loses 3, doesn't it?
yeah,
True.
you would have only had column 1, row 2, row 3, and column 5.
I think I saw Poliwrath, so I think that might have been where I went next.
Yeah,
Polygraph
I got
was
lucky. Not good.
Sorry.
Where's Poliwrath?
Polygraphs was on 32. I don't believe you ran into it, but I might have been
Oh,
wrong.
no. I didn't see Poliwrath, actually. You're right.
Boy, I
don't know
saw
what I
it.
would have done
I
then.
saw it all over my face when it exploded.
Yeah, it went boom.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, okay, we're gonna do it. Not this again, no! Again.
Yeah, I got to the last. I made a big mistake at the start, and I deposited everything and didn't have a slave with me. So when the Farfetch'd boomed on me, I lost the fight.
Yeah, that was pretty awful.
Yeah,
Well,
but I had to come back, and I got the Scyther, so it paid off in the end, I guess.
well, it was a good race. It was terrifying to see the board filling up before me.
Yeah.
So kind of sad that I didn't even get a bingo before that. I was on my
Was
way
that-
to get the haircut.
Yeah, I think after I got Fly, I think I smashed out 8 bingos in 5 minutes or something.
Yeah, you tore it
So
apart at that point.
8 goals. Yeah, 8 goals in 5 minutes.
Yeah, you were on fire. As soon as you got Fly, you just were all over the place. You knew exactly what you were gonna do.
So I got a better question for you, Snorms. Where was that dragon type that you found?
bug catching contest. I won that with a Kingdra.
Figured.
I almost main switched to it. I was so close to doing it.
And I'd like to say for the chat, I did remember to check the headbutt tree this time. I've learned. It didn't help, but I learned.
Yeah,
I was paying attention.
Yeah, Phantom found a Sentred in the headbutt tree, which he leveled into the Furret.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah, we had actually debated if you were going to main switch to the Kingdra, but we decided probably not because of the level difference.
Yeah. If I had done it, I would have done the 4 national park trainers on the way back. Tangela guy and Arnie, and then I would have done Underground for those 2 before I did Whitney, but I decided against it. I was like, I really want to... Like, the Charizard was a 20, so I could have used it late game with False Swipe, but I just didn't want to set myself back. The moveset wasn't quite good enough. Like, it had Flamethrower and then 2 normal moves, I think. If it was 18, I would have done it, though.
Yeah. Chat's also pointing out the Starmie with Ice Beam that you both caught at the start of the game.
I didn't see that.
Well,
Oh no, actually that was only PhantomMat that
Yeah,
found the Starmie.
I did not think about that, honestly. I still need to work on figuring out what I can and can't run.
Yeah, Starmie's pretty solid, and with Ice Beam, that's definitely something that you want to take a look at.
Alright, lesson learned. I can't wait to
can
read
see
how
it.
badly they ripped into me.
They were more ripping into me and Kevin for our horrible puns, so we took the pressure off you.
Oh boy, I can't wait to hear those too. Lessons for everyone, so I have ammo for later if I ever commentate on something.
Yeah, pretty much. So I don't have any more questions. Do you have any more questions for our runners here, Kevin?
Nope, not really.
All right, Snorms, Phantom, anything else you guys want to say?
I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you. I'll see you in Losers Bracket.
Well, thanks for putting on the wonderful show for us, and feel free to follow both of our runners, PhantomMat and Snorms, and of course my punnyful co-com TGE.
Also, give some love to our restreamer behind the scenes, which you see right there is Wolfman2000. And of course, give Calvin a follow as well. Now, normally this is where I tell you all to keep hailing, but you got some more hailing to do, because where we're going to go right now is over on Speed Gaming 2. The losers finals for the Zelda 1 randomized tournament just started. Crystal Saber versus RC Drone. We're going to send you guys all over there if you want to watch that. So thank you all very much for watching. Now head on over there to Speed Gaming 2 and watch that. Thank you all very much. Have a wonderful evening.
I've been Cabin856, and I'll catch you next time.